I like Scout. I like being able to run fast, shoot fast, and kill fast. Unfortunately, unlike many other classes like Soldier and Heavy, Scout tends to die fast too. In fact, Scouts can die to almost anything by any class, even a Medic. A Medic's Crusader's Crossbow can two-shot a Scout if it is at the correct range. But I'm sure you're not here for the information on the Scout class, or my opinion on each weapon and its tricks. Scout has six primary weapons, thus includes Scattergun, Backscatter, Babyface Blaster, Soda Popper, Force of Nature, and Shortstop. I'm going to be going through which of these are my favorite weapons on certain terms like damage rate, reliability, and design. We will also be rating these weapons on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being totally unplayable, and 10 being amazing and really fun. The Scattergun. The Scattergun is a reliable scout weapon which is most useful for every situation. Some other weapons that Scout has can bring more reliability on terms of certain situations as well. Damage rate on the Scattergun is really good. Of course, like most weapons in TF2, the Scattergun has damage fall off, which basically just limits the damage of the weapon depending on how far away you are. But at point blank, the Scattergun can do 90 to 105 total damage. The design on the Scattergun is simple, but a clean design, showing the placement for the 6 shells it holds and the wooden handle it has. 8 out of 10. The Shortstop. The Shortstop is a small weapon, which after playing a game with it, I realized I'm really bad with it. The smaller look for some reason really affected my gameplay. The push feature can be hilarious on a map like Hightower to troll demo men walking around a corner though. The Shortstop has a nice amount of bullets that can get the job done without taking a scratch, and each to a fixed shot amount, thus being 72 at point blank. Spamming this weapon because of how fast it is, it can shoot and get a kill really quickly. The design on the weapon is nice. It fits well with the shot time and the push, considering a scout can just hang it on one finger. I'm going to be giving this weapon a 7 out of 10.
Ta-da!
The Babyface Blaster, one of my friend's favorites. It's just because of the name. Oh boy, I love the Babyface Blaster. Look at these immense speeds I'm picking up. Boom, 1 kill, 2 kill, spawn kill, no speed anymore. The Babyface Blaster does 105 damage at point blank, and has got to be one of the best scout weapons, because of the availability to dodge attacks. I never see anyone else talk about that on the Babyface Blaster. They think, he's gonna breathe on me and I'm gonna lose all my speed. Even if you do, 1 kill and it's back, you're zooming across the map and no one can even see your shadows. I love it. The design on the Babyface Blaster is alright, I'd say. It doesn't look like a shotgun to me, but it still has a barrel at the bottom. I'm not too much of a fan of its design on the Babyface Blaster. 9 out of 10. If I'm playing Scout, I would be using the Babyface Blaster. I rack up kills on that gun like there's no tomorrow. I top score all day with Babyface Blaster. It is the greatest. The Backscatter. Okay. Backscatter is a weapon which has some really nice shots on it that make you have an impact on your skill. Of course, it doesn't actually do this, but for me it does. I don't know why. Like every other weapon in TF2 should, this weapon does not have random crits, but mini crits when fired at someone's back at close range. The backscatter deals 105 damage at the front of a player and does around 140 on the mini crit at close range. This makes the backscatter really strong in situations where your opponent doesn't know where you are. Backscatter has a clean design on it that has two chunky barrels on the side, adding some clean effect to the weapon. Personally, I give this weapon a 7 out of 10 for the gameplay, of course. The Force of Nature. Force of Nature is a very common weapon used in casual matches, used by players who just unlocked it, only to be quite disappointed. Force of Nature deals a ton of damage at a rate of 113 damage at point blank, also dealing a ton of knockback. The knockback may not seem like too much of a problem, but knocking your target into a zone where your pellets only do a wee bit amount of damage is a struggle. The Force of Nature only has 2 bullets, which can be a massive problem when missing a shot. The design on the Force of Nature has got to be one of my favorites. It's simple, but looks so clean, and very well rounded at the 2 barrels sitting at the top. The gun looks spectacular. I'm going to be giving the Force of Nature a 5 out of 10, because of the lack of bullets and the amount of knockback it does after getting a good shot, knocking them into a place you can only do 30 damage, is just not the best weapon, you know? The Soda Pop. The Soda Popper is a fun weapon to use and a bit better version of the Force of Nature. only carrying 2 shells but dealing a big amount of damage at point blank. The Soda Popper charges up a hype meter which makes you jump 8 times. After the update, it got nerfed down, getting hits on player rather than running around and getting 8 double jumps. Because of the 2 bullets, you can rarely get the job down without having to reload. Most of the time, that's when you see your demise. The Soda Popper does 105 damage at point blank, making it one of the top damage dealing weapons. The Soda Popper's design is really well made, with a nice touch of critic collar at the bottom. I give this weapon an 8 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching, have a good day.